When I was monolingual, meaning I only spoke my native language, I had a completely wrong idea about learning languages. I genuinely believed that people who spoke 2 or 3 languages were geniuses, like 190 IQ level. I used to think, that's not for me. But over time, I realized something that changed everything. Learning a new language is not something only geniuses can do. Seriously, it's one of the most natural skills in the world. A baby learns a language from scratch without taking courses, without grammar, without a teacher, just by living, listening, and trying. And that's when I understood. The problem isn't ability, it's the method. So today, I'm going to show you exactly how I learned 3 languages and how you can do the same, even starting from 0. And stay with me until the end, because the last step is what separates those who try from those who actually become fluent. Step 1, the absolute basics. Don't skip this. This is where a lot of people mess up badly. They want to start speaking complex sentences, watching movies without subtitles, but they don't even know how to say I, you, or he. You need to start simple, really simple. Learn personal pronouns, I, you, he, we, basic sentence structure. Masculine, feminine, and neuter, depending on the language. Most common verbs, to be, to have, to do, to make. Think of it like building a house. If the foundation is weak, everything collapses. There's no point in trying to look advanced. You need to be consistent. Step 2, start building sentences, even if they're bad. Here's an important mindset shift. You do not need to sound good at the beginning. You need to speak. Start forming simple sentences. I want to eat. I like this. Where is this? Then turn that into small dialogues, even if it's just by yourself. Yes, by yourself. Speak out loud. Simulate situations. Imagine you're in a restaurant, at an airport, in a store. This trains your brain to think in the language, not just translate. Step 3, numbers, underrated but powerful. Most people ignore numbers, but they're everywhere. Prices, time, age, dates. Learn 1 to 10, 10 to 100 and 100, 1,000, and so on. But don't just memorize and understand the pattern. Some languages have their own logic, and when you understand the pattern, everything becomes much easier. Step 4, the mistake almost everyone makes are ignoring the alphabet. I made this mistake myself. I thought learning the alphabet was too basic, or useless, but it's not. The alphabet helps you with pronunciation, reading, understanding abbreviations, writing correctly. Without it, you get stuck not knowing how to pronounce certain words. It's like trying to sing a song without knowing the sounds of the letters. Step 5, reading, the step that changes everything. Now we get to one of the most important parts, reading. And no, you don't need to start with difficult books. In fact, the best way is to start with simple things. Social media comments, posts, captions. A powerful tip, change the language of your phone and your social media. This creates automatic immersion. You start seeing the language every day without effort. Another thing that helps a lot, talking to people online. It can be communities, groups, chat servers. This exposes you to real language, not textbook language. And over time, when you feel more comfortable, then you can move on to longer texts and even books. Step 6, consume and produce. This is the advanced level. Most people stop at consumption. They watch videos, listen to music, read things, but they don't produce, and that's the mistake. If you want to become fluent, you need both. Consume plus produce. Consume videos, series, music, podcasts. Produce, write texts, speak alone, create scripts, comment on posts, record audio or video. And here's a secret. Don't wait to be perfect before you start. You will make mistakes, a lot. And that's exactly what will make you improve. Correct your mistakes, adjust your sentences, and try to sound more natural over time. Fluency doesn't come from perfection. It comes from repetition. Now let me tell you the truth no one talks about. Learning a language isn't hard. What's hard is staying consistent. Because it's not something you learn in one day, 1 week, or 1 month. But if you do a little every day, the results will come, and they'll come strong. Quick summary 1, learn the basics. 2, build simple sentences. 3, study numbers. 4, don't ignore the alphabet. 5, read every day. 6, consume and produce. And if you actually apply this, there's no way you won't improve. Because in the end, language isn't talent. It's exposure plus practice plus time. And the more you expose yourself, the more natural it becomes. And if you want to know which 3 languages I'm currently practicing, stay until the end of this video. But before that, I need to show you something that can speed up a lot your language learning. And no, it's not a magic app. It's not an expensive course. It's something much simpler and at the same time uncomfortable. Talking to real people. Yes, online chats, platforms like Tandem, Hello Talk, Omegle, Discord. These places can speed up your learning by months if you know how to use them the right way. The mistake almost everyone makes, most people join these apps and just freeze. They're afraid of making mistakes, afraid of sounding stupid, afraid of being judged. So what do? They go back to comfort, videos, apps, theory, and they avoid the most important thing, speaking. But let me tell you something that completely changed my progress. You don't need to be ready to speak. You need to speak to get ready. How to use these apps the right way. If you join these apps just to see what happens, you're going to waste time. So here's a simple method that actually works. First, go in with a clear goal. Not, I'm going to practice English. It's more like, I'm going to have 3 conversations of 5 minutes today. I'm going to learn 10 real-life phrases. Second, use simple sentences. You don't need to sound perfect. Hi, I'm learning English. Can we talk a little? Where are you from? Simple beats perfect. Third, accept the discomfort. It will feel awkward. You will freeze. You will make mistakes. But that's exactly where your brain learns the fastest. Platform differences. Now quickly, let me show you how to use each one. Tandem and Hello Talk. Best for calm conversations, error correction, and building connections. Omegle, or alternatives. Best for losing a fear quickly. Random conversations. Training reaction. Discord. Best for communities, daily practice, and real friendships. If you combine all 3, you create an immersion environment without leaving your home. The secret no one tells you. Here's something almost nobody talks about. You don't learn a language by studying, you learn by using it. When you talk, your brain connects words with emotion. You remember faster, and you start thinking in the language. And that's exactly where real fluency begins. Simple routine. If you want real results, do this every day. 10 minutes watching content, 10 minutes writing down phrases, 20 minutes talking to someone. You don't need more than that, but you do need consistency. That's what separates people who try to learn from those who actually become fluent. The languages, and now, like I promised at the beginning, and the craziest part, I'm not a genius. I just stopped overstudying and started actually using the language. Strong ending. If you want to truly learn a language, stop just watching. Start speaking, even if it's wrong, even if you freeze, even if you feel embarrassed, because that's how you become fluent. Nowadays, I'm always practicing English, like every single day, no exceptions. And obviously, I'm not going to reveal what my native language is, because to me, language is like a treasure. It's something you build over time, and it completely changes the way you see the world. But besides English, there's another language I started, German. I started learning German in 2025. And to be completely honest with you, I wasn't consistent at all. Like, zero discipline during some periods. There were weeks when I simply didn't study. Other times I'd study one day and disappear for 3. And this is something important for you to understand. Learning languages is not about motivation. It's about consistency, because motivation comes and goes. But consistency, that's what actually builds results. And I felt that in practice. Because with English, I have a routine. Even when I don't feel like it, I still show up. And whether it's watching videos, reading something, listening to something, I do it. Now with German, I kept postponing it, and later almost always turned into never. So if you're learning more than one language, this is a real warning. Don't try to embrace everything at once. Master one first, then expand. Otherwise, you fall into that cycle of starting excited and stopping frustrated. Now let me show you something that really changed the game for me. Practicing with people. Simple as that. Because studying alone works, but practicing with people speeds everything up. And nowadays, there are many ways to do that, like online chats. There are apps like Tandem, Hello Talk, and even more random stuff like Omegle or its alternatives. And also Discord. Man, Discord is a goldmine. There are entire servers just for learning languages. You join, you talk, you hop into calls. And that's it. Real practice. No need to travel. No need to spend money. You just need courage. And because at the beginning, you will freeze, you will make mistakes, you'll say things wrong, and that's okay, because that's exactly what makes you improve. Mistakes are not a sign of failure. They're a sign of progress. Now let me give you some practical tips I wish I had followed better. First, create a minimum routine. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be 10 minutes a day, but it has to be every day, because frequency is more important than intensity. Second, mix learning with entertainment. Watch videos, listen to music, watch series, but in English or in the language you're learning. That helps your brain get used to it naturally. Third, talk to yourself. Yes, it sounds weird, but it works a lot. Pretend you are explaining something or talking about your day. It helps organize your thoughts in the language. Fourth, don't try to translate everything. Start thinking directly in the language, even if it's simple. Like I go store, it's not perfect, but it's a start. And over time, you improve. Fifth, track your progress, because sometimes you feel like you haven't improved, but in reality, you have. You just didn't notice. Now, being very direct with you, learning a language is one of the most useful skills today. It opens doors, connects you with people from all over the world, and puts you ahead of a lot of people. But it's not easy, and it's not fast. It's a process, and those who accept that go far. So today, I keep practicing English, and little by little, I'm getting back to German, but now with a different mindset. Less perfection, more consistency, less pressure, more practice, and that's it. If you're also on this language learning journey, tell me in the comments, which language are you learning and what's your biggest struggle? Because I genuinely want to know, and maybe I'll even make more videos about it. If you like this, leave a like, because it helps way more than you think. And if this video helped you in any way, share it with someone who also wants to learn a language.